Hello, my dear students. Welcome to our lesson for today. We are done discussing factoring using common monomial factor and also factoring with difference of two squares. Today, we are going to discuss factoring sum and difference of two cubes. But before anything else, I want you to prepare yourself. Get your notebook and your pen to take notes of the important details. Feel free to review or replay this video if there are things you do not understand. Are you ready? Let's recall. What is a perfect cube? Perfect cubes are numbers or expressions that can be expressed to the power of 3. So what are the numbers that are considered as perfect cubes? 1 is a perfect cube because the factors are 1 times 1 times 1, and it can be written as 1 raised to 3. Therefore, 1 is considered as a perfect cube. Next number that is a perfect cube is 8 because it can be factored as 2 times 2 times 2, which is equal to 2 raised to 3. Then 8 is a perfect cube. How about 27? How are we going to factor this out? That's right. We can use 3 times 3 times 3, which is equal to 3 raised to 3. Then 27 is a perfect cube. Next number is 64. 64 is a perfect cube because it can be factored as 4 times 4 times 4, which is written as 4 raised to 3. Another number, which is 125. It can be factored as 5 times 5 times 5, which is written as 5 raised to 3. And there are more other numbers which are considered as perfect cubes. Now, let's try identifying perfect cube in the polynomials or expressions. Number 1, 8a raised to 3. This is a perfect cube because 8 can be factored as 2 times 2 times 2, and a can be factored out as a times a times a because it is raised to the power of 3. Therefore, if we are going to combine the numerical factor, which is 2, and the literal factor, which is a, then its factors are 2a times 2a times 2a. Then it can be written as the quantity of 2a raised to 3. Number 2, example, 27m raised to 6. 27 is a perfect cube because a while ago, we have identified its factors, which are 3 times 3 times 3. How about the variable m? M is raised to the exponent 6. Since 6 is divisible by 3, then it is a perfect cube. So remember, the exponent, if the exponent is divisible by 3, then it is a perfect cube. So let's see what are its factors. So we can use the numerical factor 3 and the variable m raised to 2 times 3m raised to 2 and another 3m raised to 2, which can be written as the quantity of 3m raised to 2 raised to 3. Therefore, 27m raised to 6 is a perfect cube. Another example, number 3, 125x raised to 12. 125 is a perfect cube because it is factored out as 5 times 5 times 5. How about the variable x? It is written or it is raised to the power of 12. Is 12 divisible by 3? That's right. It is divisible by 3. Then it is a perfect cube. Now, what are its factors? Again, let us use the numerical factor 5. So 5x raised to 4. Why 4? Because we are going to divide 12 by 3. So times 5x raised to 4 and another 5x raised to 4. So how are we going to express it to the power of 3? It is equal to the quantity of 5x raised to 4 raised to 3. Good job! Now, do you understand perfect cubes? Let us learn how to factor out sum of two cubes. In general term, that is x cubed plus y cubed. Consider that the first and the second terms must be perfect cubes and the operation is plus. So remember that the factors of the sum of two cubes must be a binomial and a trinomial. Now, let's proceed with the binomial factor. So the first term of the binomial must be the cube root of x cubed, which is equal to x. Because x times x times x is equal to x cubed. Now, for our second term in the binomial, you are going to get the cube root of y cubed, which is equal to y. Because y times y is equal to y cubed. So you write down y. And then copy the same sign, which is plus. Now, for our trinomial factor, how are we going to identify the first term? You simply get the square of the first term. So what is the square of x? That's right, x squared. Now, you are going to consider the opposite sign. So since in the binomial, we have plus, so in the trinomial, we are going to get the opposite sign, which is minus. For the second term, we are going to multiply the first and the second term of the binomial. So x times y is equal to xy. Write down the operation plus because it is always positive. And then for the third term of the trinomial, you are going to get the square of the second term of the binomial. So the second term, which is equal to y, and then get the square, so that is y squared. Now, these are the factors of the sum of two cubes. Let us learn how to factor out difference of two cubes. In general term, x cubed minus y cubed. Consider that the first and the second terms must be a perfect cube, and the operation is minus. So the factors of the difference of two cubes must consist of binomial and trinomial. Now, in the binomial, to get the first term, you are going to get the cube root of x cubed, which is equal to x. So write down x. And then for the second term of the binomial, you get the cube root of y, which is equal to y. So you write down y. And then the operation between the two is the same as the difference of the two cubes. So minus. Now let us consider with the trinomial factor. To get the first term, you are going to get the square of the first term of the binomial, which is x. So the square of x is equal to x squared. Now, consider the opposite sign of the binomial, which is minus. So you write down the opposite sign, plus. To get the second term of the trinomial, multiply the two terms of the binomial. X times y is equal to xy. And then write down plus because it is considered as always positive. And to get the third term of the trinomial, you are going to get the square of the second term of the binomial, which is y. So the square of y is y squared. These are the factors of the difference of two cubes. Can you determine the difference between the two? To summarize, the factors of the sum of two cubes, which is x cubed plus y squared, is equal to x plus y and x squared minus xy plus y squared. Also, the factors of the difference of two cubes, which is in general term x cubed minus y cubed, is equal to x minus y times the quantity of x squared plus xy plus y squared. The difference between the two are the following. Look at their operations. So in the binomial, the operation is plus, while in the trinomial, the operation is minus. On the other hand, in the difference of two cubes, if the operation of the binomial is minus, the operation in the trinomial is plus. So that is the difference between the two. Let's try example number 1. Write the expression x cubed plus 27 in completely factored form. First, consider the two terms must be perfect cubes. Let's check. The variable x is raised to the power of 3, and 3 is divisible by 3. Therefore, x cubed is a perfect cube. Then, 27 is a perfect cube because it can be expressed as 3 times 3 times 3 or 3 raised to 3. So we can proceed with factoring the sum of two cubes. Remember that the factors of the sum of two cubes must be consist of a binomial and a trinomial. To solve for the binomial factor, step 1, find the first term of the binomial by getting the cube root of x cubed, which is equal to x. So you write down x. Step 2, copy the operation of the given two cubes, which is plus. Step 3, find the second term of the binomial by getting the cube root of 27, which is equal to 3. So you write down 3. We have the binomial factor, which is x plus 3. Now, to solve for the trinomial factor, step 1, square of the first term of the binomial factor, which is x squared. Step 2, get the opposite sign of the binomial factor. So the opposite sign of plus is minus. Step 3, multiply the terms of the binomial factors. So x times 3 is equal to 3x. Always write down plus. And then for the step 4, square of the second term of the binomial factor, which is 3. So what is the square of 3? 3 times 3 is 9. Then, the factors of x cubed plus 27 are x plus 3 times x squared minus 3x plus 9. Example number 2. Write the expression 8x cubed minus 125 in completely factored form. Again, consider that the two terms must be perfect cubes. Let's check. Is 8 a perfect cube? Yes, because it can be written as 2 raised to 3. And the exponent of the variable x is 3. Then, it is a perfect cube. Also, in the second term, 125 is a perfect cube because it can be expressed as 5 raised to 3. Remember that the factors of the difference of the two cubes must be consist of a binomial and a trinomial. Let's proceed. To solve for the binomial, step 1, find the first term of the binomial by getting the cube root of 8x cubed. 8, the cube root of 8x cubed is equal to 2x. So you write down 2x. Step 2, copy the operation of the given two cubes, which is minus. And then step 3, find the second term of the binomial by getting the cube root of 125. So the cube root of 125 is equal to 5. Now, we already have our binomial factor. Let's proceed by solving the trinomial factor. Step 1. Square of the first term of the binomial factor. So what is the square of 2x? That is equal to 2 raised to 2 and x raised to 2. So you easily distribute the exponent to each of the expression. So to simplify, that is equal to 4x squared. Now, step 2. Get the opposite sign of the binomial factor. So the opposite sign of minus is plus. Step 3. Multiply the terms of the binomial factor. So you multiply 2x times 5 is equal to 10x. Write down the operation plus. And then for the step 4, square of the second term of the binomial factor. So what is the square of 5? Square of 5 is equal to 5 times 5, which is 25. Then the factors of 8x cubed minus 125 are 2x minus 5 and 4x squared plus 10x plus 25. Example number 3. Write the expression x cubed plus 216 in completely factored form. Again, consider that the two terms must be perfect cubes. X cubed is a perfect cube. How about 216? That's right. 216 can be expressed as 6 times 6 times 6, or 6 raised to 3. So we can proceed with factoring sum of two cubes, which is equal to a binomial and a trinomial. To solve for the binomial factor, step 1, find the first term of the binomial by getting the cube root of x cubed, which is equal to x. So you write down x. Step 2, copy the operation of the given two cubes, which is plus. Step 3, find the second term of the binomial by getting the cube root of 216. So the cube root of 216 is equal to 6. Correct. We already have the binomial factor, which is x plus 6. So we can get the trinomial factor. To solve, step 1, square of the first term of the binomial factor. So what is the square of x? That is x times x, which is x squared. Step 2. Get the opposite sign of the binomial factor. The opposite sign of plus is minus. Step 3. Multiply the terms of the binomial factor. So x times 6 is equal to 6x. Write down the operation plus. Step 4. Square of the second term of the binomial factor. So what is the square of 6? That is equal to 6 times 6, which is equal to 36. So our final factors are the following: x plus 6 times the quantity x squared minus 6x plus 36. So what did we learn today? We have learned factoring, the sum and difference of two cubes. Now it's your turn. Thank you for watching.